Washington was about to explode the Clinton scandal. 20 years later, in 1998, news broke that upended politics and sent a presidency hurtling towards impeachment. 20 years later, an all-star panel tries to make sense of that moment, and what it tells us about our own. That quip captured the prevailing view of Clinton's sex scandal that took hold long before Clinton reversed his emphatic denials of an affair with Lewinsky, in August 1998, and the Senate acquitted him, in February 1999, in an impeachment trial in which the outcome was never in doubt. In this light, the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal was the kind of story that could only flourish outside the main currents of history, after the end of the Cold War but before the September 11, 2001 attacks jolted us from our national slumber. Most journalists experience indelible moments that color our thinking long after the story moves on. These moments, usually in the first half of a career, come when a reporter or editor is immersed in a story that at the time is all-consuming, as though history suddenly has revved its jets, and remains a frame of reference even years later. It is just our luck that for many Washington journalists of my generation one of those career-defining stories revolved around furtive acts of West Wing fellatio. Sure, go ahead and snicker. Even at the time, the scandal involving Bill Clinton's illicit relationship with Monica S. Lewinsky that broke publicly on this day 20 years ago, January 21, 1998, was the inspiration for no end of lewd jokes and chortling. What many people don't remember, and what people who are too young to have followed the story in real time may find inconceivable, was how strange and disturbing and fragile things seemed at the beginning. And they may not perceive what seems clear to many veterans of those days, how much the angry, raucous, media-saturated politics of the age of Trump has its roots in the angry, raucous media-saturated politics of the age of Clinton. In the opening days after the Washington Post and Newsweek broke the news that independent counsel Kenneth Starr's years-long investigation into Clinton's financial affairs was now focused on his sexual affairs, there was widespread speculation that a presidential resignation might be days away. Within several weeks, however, it became evident that even as the sex scandal was at least briefly an object of prurient obsession for nearly everyone, only for some people, well short of a majority, was it an object of moral indignation and constitutional gravity. Jay Leno cracked on The Tonight Show that Clinton was doing so well in the polls that he was already planning his next sex scandal.